G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. Today I'm going to try something that I haven't done before. I know, it's exciting. I did Lillian's course, Resin Art by Lillian. I did her Dahli Dot Flower course. I will link her details down in my description. And this is the first time I've done it, so it's a bit daunting. There's lots of cups, there's lots of bottles, but anyway, I've got my notes, I'm ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my espresso from Octopus Fluids. It's a resin ink, not an alcohol ink. So that one's there, still transparent, and I'm just going to pour that into the middle. I am using Art Pro by Resin Pro. I don't have the resin that Lillian uses. I don't know whether or not this particular resin is the right one to use as an alternative. I've only just done the course like a few hours ago, so I haven't looked into what the alternatives are, but I'm sure she'll tell me, won't you, Lillian? All right, so that's done. Next thing I've got to do is my gold. Now this gold is metallic powder. It's antique gold. It's by Let's Resin. So it's only a little bit there, and I've made sure that I mixed it really well, and come back and mix it again, because otherwise it doesn't dissolve properly sometimes, the mica powders, and then you get these little flicks on the other side which kind of spoil it. All right, so now there's only a tiny bit. I'm going to go around the outside of this, just pouring it on my mold, just basically getting it around the outside like that. Make sure all my mold is covered. Now this is a different mold to what she was using in her course, but I think it should work fine. Oops, just going to sort of cover. There we go. I think I've covered my little areas enough. All right. It's always fun when you're learning something new, isn't it? And you get to practice it. Okay, so that's that one done. Wiping off my sticks as I go. Quick little torch. Okay. Now, the next thing I need to do is look at my notes. Dots. Okay, dots. I'm using my Bloom pigment paste, and I've made it just medium. If I tilt the stick like that, I can still see through it. So not totally transparent, certainly not totally opaque, just in the middle, just like Goldilocks, just right. Not too dark, not too light, just right. Okay. So that's going in there, into my piping bag. And I'm only going to make a little hole, because I think I generally, when I'm doing my fairy flower, I'll make really big dots. And this little bit of resin that's here, it's got to go a long way. Like, it's got to do three batches of dots. So let's get rid of some of that. Okay. All right, now I'm going to cut the hole quite small. You can see there where it's clear, like nothing will go into it. I'm just going to snip like halfway between that, what's clear and what's not. It wasn't quite halfway, so I think I'm going to have like about 2mm hole, 2mm wide. I'm just going to move everything else out of the way before I knock it over. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to go dotting, and I'm going to go on the inside of this gold, like so. Just little dots. I'm not squeezing too hard. I'm just letting the resin run out on its own, basically. I haven't waited for my Art Pro resin to thicken, as I normally would if I'm doing a fairy flower. So I don't want to make my white too heavy, too big. And then, you know, it's going to sink. I don't want it to sink. So I'm just going to go around and put in my little dots. Wish there was a faster way of doing this, but there's just not. Just bear with me. Hopefully they will move, spread from the outside in. So I'm just going to go around until I've basically filled in this middle area. How's that looking? Looking pretty good. All right, now I'm going to need to keep my white. Fold it over. I don't want it oozing out anyway. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is, I've got a tiny little bit here. This is a combination of pumpkin, which is orange, and some enoki white. It's an alcohol ink, so my understanding is the alcohol makes it a bit lighter so it doesn't sink. There's only a tiny bit in there, and with that I am going to go over my gold edge here, just like so, with my gold around on my gold, like so. I can't remember whether she just did one big ring or lots of little rings, but anyway, I'm just doing it this way. So there's really not much in there. It's very thin little stream coming out. That's it. I don't know whether I need to get it all out or not. Okay, that'll do. Got most of it out, but yeah, there was only a tiny bit in there to begin with. All right, now moving on. What am I doing next? Oh, push. Okay, push. That's my clear. That's staying there for later. Now this is going to be, I'm going to put a little bit of interference gold in this, and this is just a black. I'm going to put one drop of black. We'll see how that goes. This is just the Let's Resin black. I find that with the Octopus Fluids, like they've got an onyx, but it's more of a blue. I don't have a black with Octopus Fluids, so it's very, very transparent. Just one little drop of black, and then I'm going to add, again, Let's Resin Interference Gold. So you can see the theme going on here: gold, brown, orange, and I'm just going to put a little bit in. I have no idea if that's enough. It's interference. But anyway, just to give it a shimmer, got to remember that any mica powder, it's quite heavy. It's kind of like glitter, and it really likes to sink. So we just want just a tiny little shimmer in there. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in the center now and just into my middle, like so. Might not use it all. Maybe a tiny bit more. I won't scrape it out or anything. I'll just leave it like that. Okay, that's that one, and then, all right, more dots inside the gold. Tuck that away. All right, here we go. More dots. Round we go. I've got a little bit of clear left there for my last push. I've got a little tiny bit of clear in my other cup there with some, I think they're a dark brown really. Little stone or chips of some kind. I think they're little tiny stones. So here we go, dotting again. Feel free to fast forward. You don't want to see me dotting. I don't want to see me dotting. Oh my gosh, I'm going to see dots before my eyes and dream about dots. Okay. I was writing down everything as I was watching the tutorial, so I hope I've written it all down right. So okay, I'm gonna go do some more dots around the outside. I think this is what I have to do. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the video again. Although I don't know how to get back into it. Lillian, I can't get back into it. I don't know whether you're supposed to log in or what. Anyway, I'll figure it out. It's probably just user error. Me. Okay, lots of little dots. And I'm going to try and remember to save some of my white for the last push, because I've still got a little bit of clear here that I still need to do a push with. So I can't use all my white. So I'm just going to be, this is just a practice run, just to see how much, you know, how many dots I need to do, how much white I need to save, etc., etc., because I've never done it before. It looks as if my dots are moving nicely. Hopefully they are. Kind of feel as if I'm a bit lopsided. I've got more on that side. Okay. Now what? Is it time for this? I've still got quite a lot of white here left over. Got quite a bit. I'm going to go a little, oh gosh, that's a bit big. It's because I've wound it back up again. And I'm just going to go around one more time. Just going to keep a little bit more for my center. Yeah, I can't really remember now. I can't remember. I'm going to have to go and watch the video again. I can't remember. I just know that there's 3. You're going to do dots 3 times. This is number 2. Okay. Now I'm going to leave that. I've got a little bit left. And now just a clear push. Nothing left inside there at all. Just in the middle. Like so. And more dots. Just going to wind this back up again. I've got an air bubble at the top. Okay, here we go. More dots. Just to go in the center there, where there aren't any. Actually, she put her glitter in first. I think she put her glitter in. Let's do the glitter. I've just mixed it in with a little bit of resin, just so that it'll make a nice blob like that. Otherwise, it tends to, you know, spread too much, and I don't like that. All right, so that's done. All right, now let's continue with the dotting, shall we? Hope this works. Whenever I've done this previously, I've kind of just got blobbies in the middle, but we shall see. Okay, now I'm just going to go around here. I've got a tiny bit left, so I'll just go around again. Hope these colours work out nicely. Haven't got much left now, so I think I'm using a bigger mold than what Lillian used, because she didn't mix up as much resin as what I mixed up, but like not by much, an ounce I guess. Wasn't much more that I did, because I know my Cascade mold holds about 200 grams. Hope I'm not putting too much in now. Oh gosh. I guess we'll find out. We shall find out, won't we? Alright, that'll do. Got a tiny bit left, but that'll do. Alright. Oh my gosh. It's nerve-wracking. Alright, now I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to torch it. I'm just going to leave it. See what happens. I'm going to come back and check on it in about 20 minutes or so and just see what it's doing. But yeah, it's just, I can't really tell at the moment. I can't tell what's going on. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see if these dots move, because they just look very dotty at the moment. They don't look as if they're spreading. But you know, resin moves from the outside in, and these ones are already in, so they can't move any inner, can they? All right, wish me luck. See you soon. Okay, it's the next day. I left it overnight. All that orange has come up to the top. Gosh. So yeah, I don't know. I can see some white through there. Got little tiny drops on here that haven't kind of spread, so hopefully it hasn't all sunk too much. I may have to do what I usually do and wait for my resin to thicken up a little bit. All right, without further ado, let's see what we've got for the first time. It's not likely to work the first time, is it? First time I try something? No, never. Wouldn't be so lucky. Here we go. Oh, okay. Well, it's a little bit blobby, but it's still quite nice. Like a little bit blobby in the center there, but we've got some orange on the edge, which is nice. Just a little bit. Most of it's not floated to the top. Maybe I needed to make it a bit heavier. And we've got some gold shimmering on the edges there. Tiny little bit of that interference gold just sort of over the top there. Not very strong. You can only see a little bit of it. So my petals have kind of dropped and gone a bit blobby, but I guess for my first attempt, it's not bad. What do you think? Not bad. Yeah, I don't know. I guess all these sorts of flowers are the same, you know, the fairy flower and the dragon flower, and they're all basically white that needs to drop down to make a shape. So they're all very similar, but yeah, a little bit blobby. Maybe my white was a bit heavy, or maybe I used too much white. You know, I was thinking about it the other day when I had some dropped white. When I was doing a technique a while back where you dropped colors into little pendants, I found that the smaller dots tended to drop, whereas the bigger drops stayed on the surface longer. I don't know whether it's because I got more surface area. So maybe I'll go back to doing bigger drops because these were pretty tiny, and just see. I'm just not quite sure why it's gone a bit blobby. Different technique, different way of doing the drops. There was a lot of white, wasn't it? It was a lot of white. All right, let's go for a little walk around and we'll see what we think of it. So it's okay. I can certainly do another one. And it's not like I hate it. It's just a little bit flat, those petals. But the look at the gold shimmer. It's really pretty. The gold and my orange edges. I was hoping for a little bit more orange, but yeah, I think it's all kind of sunk. Unless it's supposed to just be on the edge there. It was only a tiny little bit. Maybe it's supposed to be like that and just sort of sit on the edges. Maybe. All right. Like I said, not bad for a first attempt. I'll try again. But I'll put the video up. It's worth learning from, isn't it? All right. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you all again real soon, hopefully, for the next video. I'll try this again. Okay, take care, guys. Bye for now.